Welcome to our reading room. Now we are going to introduce to you how we set up and organize the room. We have stools for the shared reading, and then we have tables and desks for the guided reading.
When the children go to independent reading, they sit on the mat. When the children go onto the mat, you'll notice that there is a little shoe rack, and they take off their shoes before they sit down on the floor and read their books. When they've finished, they put their shoes on and go to the next activity. When the children come in, they have a reading bag each, and in their reading bag they have their portfolio, their 2 reading books, their dictionary, and their reading record book. When they come into the room, they put their reading bags onto the group that they are in. Then they go and sit on their seats. This means that they don't have their reading book bags to fiddle around with. The action alphabet is across the front of the room so the children can refer to that, and sometimes we use the different charts for teaching the sounds. The task board is designed for children into mixed ability groups. Each group has a series of activities to do. Like the blue group will start with a card game and then move on to the words and the independent reading, and if they finish that, they'll take a wand and read around the room, and then they will do writing.
When students come to the reading room, we start the lesson by singing the read song.
I used to do days of the week, and we had a weather chart, but the children had done that for 2 years, and now we're trying to get their vocabulary, broaden that. So you'll see in the weather song there's words like humid and grey day.
Is it humid? Is it sunny? Is it sky clear blue today?
After the children have done the weather, we then do a rhyme. It's a poem. We talk about what is a poem and rhyming words, but the emphasis on getting children to read quickly and fluently. The poem has a bit of a rap with it. The idea is that we have several of these poems that we want to build up.
One piece. I am a mouse and I want cheese.
The big book stand was specially made. The principal got that built for us. In the back of it you can store books, and the front is slopes, so it's easy for reading and writing. The instructional cards are often referred to when we want to make sure that the children are understanding what we're saying. We also have a chart up on the wall of the seasons that the children can refer to when they're reading around the room and when we discuss the weather. We have the teacher's record books. The teacher comes and selects her book and writes the book up in the folder here.
This is the book record for class 3B. Usually we divided the students into 4 groups, R, E, A, D, according to their reading ability.
When a teacher selects a book, they make a record of it on this sheet. They put in the date and the level of the book and the title of the book.
Our principal is very supportive. She gave us some money to buy more books and other resources to make the Plp-R program run very smoothly.
All our books are levelled in reading recovery levels. They go from about level 1 to about 23 at the moment. We have about 12 to 15 titles in each level. And what the teachers do is they come and they look at the books that they require in their level and they choose one, and then they write it on a card. They put the card back and they take their book. So we have a record here of which books that the teachers have chosen, and also it marks that these books are in use so nobody else can use them. On the wall here we have, on the wall is Jack and the Beanstalk. This was from the big book that we read, and the children made all the leaves which had stories about what Jack did. When the children come into the room, they sit on the seats and the group leaders go and collect the name tags. The name tags are colour-coded: blue, orange, green and yellow. We studied the book Rosie's Walk for one of our shared reading books. The children did some writing on it, and the words there are verbs that were used in the book, the where words and the nouns like hen that was in the book. You'll see that there's the numbers that the children can refer to and practice when they're going around the room with their wands. Up on the ceiling you'll see the murals that we have made. On the wall too we have colours and ordinal numbers, and on the other wall we have theme posters. We put these up, they're not the children's work, but we want to extend the children's vocabulary. The extra home reading books, we found that we didn't have enough books going home in a week, so the children take these books home. We do not look at them in class, but they're about 2 levels below their instructional level. Here we have the independent reading books. The children sit on the mat, take their shoes off and just choose what books they like to read. We have some animals there that they often like to read to. We also put the poems on the wall once we finished reading them, and the children know them and they use their wands to read these. We have a list of the months on the board which is referred to by the children. Every so often we'll point that out.
Here is the word bank. When we finish the big books, we post up the high frequency words here. So when students read around the room, they can use this magic stick to point out the words and then say the words. Also, when they do their writing task, they can refer to these words here. After students have done their writing task, we'll choose some of their work and then post it here. And when students read around the room, they can read their own work or other students' work.